Hi, this is Karen, and I am excited to give you a quick tour of how you might use your free trial. So what I have up on my screen is my change alerts. So when you first log into BillTrack50, after you have started a subscription or a free trial, you will see the summary of everything that you have searched for. So this is my summary for today, and it's all the topics that I'm following, but only the ones that have changed. So I've got 25 topics that I'm following, I can see over here, and only 13 of them had anything change yesterday. So I can look through this grid and see what has changed. So I can see this one had 19 actions, this one had 8 actions, this one had a new bill. But I can also sort these columns. So I can sort to real quickly see what topics had new bills and what topics had some votes that I might want to check out and that kind of thing. So this little summary grid can really help you see like what's going on and get a good handle on how many changes there have been. Of course, if you want to see the specifics, you can open up this details and it'll show you each of the bills and what happened with them. And so then if I'm curious what this version was, I can click on the bill and go read the bill and see what the amendment was, all right? So that is the grid and how you can use that little alert grid. So obviously, as you build up topics, this grid gets longer. All right, so then let me go ahead and talk about how to set up a topic. So when you started your free trial, it would have invited you to create your first search. And then you can create as many new searches as you want by going to bill sheets. And if you don't have 25 bill sheets yet, then you will have this view all choice at the top. So you can always just say view all. And that'll bring you to the list where the new button lives. All right. If you have a lot of things already set up, then showing the whole list of them in the nav bar isn't practical. So if you have more than a certain number, then we'll just, I'll just show you the whole list over here. And that's where the new bill sheet lives. So the view all or just clicking on the list should get you to this new sheet button. All right. So new sheet will get you started. So we are going to say, I don't know, why not natural gas pipelines, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and create that sheet. So you give it any name you want. That's gonna mean something to you. And if you're gonna share this with other people, it might hopefully something that will mean something to them. And then you just work your way through this form, kind of filling in what you want. So the states, I could say pick certain states, or I could say select all. I could say deselect all. I could select all and then go down here and say I don't want federal bills. So that is listed under United States. And then Washington, D.C. is the D.C. City Council. So you can include Congress or not. You can include Washington, D.C. or not. So you can just unselect those, or you could do just United States if all you care about is Congress. At any rate, I've got that set up. And now I've got my contains all and my contains any. So contains all are the words the bill has to have. So I'm going to say it has to have pipeline. All right. So for a bill to be interesting to me, it's got to have the word pipeline. And then I could say also, not just pipeline. That's not good enough. I also want it to say natural gas or maybe liquefied gas. And of course, spelling counts with this. And I am putting quotes around it to keep it as a phrase. So just like you would for Google, a single word is just a word. And then in between, all I do is spaces, in between words or in between phrases. And then maybe gathering or a gathering system. Yeah, let me do that. I'm gonna put quotes around it. All right, so then I am saying the bill has to have the word pipeline. And then it also has to have one of these phrases in it for it to be interesting to me. All right, so then I can also add something that it contains none of. So if I'm just not interested in offshore, I can say, don't give me a bill. As soon as it mentions offshore, I'm not interested. All right. I can narrow it down to just bills if I'm not interested in resolutions. Or if I'm only interested in resolutions, that's fine. So you can set that up how you want it. And then you can say, don't show them to me once they're dead, or I'm only interested in ones that actually passed, or I'm only interested up until they pass. So whatever it is that meets what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get involved and change things? Are you just trying to keep an eye on what happens so that you can comply with new laws? So, it's whatever you need. So I'm going to say give them to me all along until they're actually dead. All All right, so then I can say, just give me the current session. And then every year it'll just roll itself over on January 1st and keep giving me the current session. So I only ever have current bills. Or I could do session years, and then I can pick a timeline. So maybe I just want to see bills that passed for the last 5 years. All right, so I can set up this to do either just tracking on the current stuff, or I could set this up to do some research if that's what I need to do. All right, and then in the bottom, include bills. These are specific bills you would like to include. So if you've got a bill that doesn't have your words, but you still want it to be on the list, no problem. So you just click in here and you type the state abbreviation. I'm going to put CO space, and then, oh, that's right. No, that should have worked. Oh, I know what it is. I haven't saved this yet. All right, so I'm going to save this. New system, I'm still getting used to it too. All right, so here is the results of my query. And then I can go back and say, actually, I'd like to add a couple specific bills. So I could say, give me CO space, and it'll drop down and show me my choices, and it's going to limit it to the year span that I had and the states that I limited it to. And then you can keep typing and just type it in, or you can pick it from the list, whatever. All right. And then I could say, and there's also this New Mexico bill that I wanted. And the reason I'm pausing is so that I can see what the format is. Is it HB something? Is it AB something? Is it H something? Because all the states are different. So then I can say, actually, I wanted this 2019 bill from New Mexico. So I can explicitly add certain bills. And if I wanted to, I could actually have no search terms and only add certain bills. So if I just want to create a list of the 5 most important bills to me and I already know what they are, great, you can just do that and not put in any search terms. All right, so let's do that. All right, so it's going to go get those bills. It's going to add that Colorado and that New Mexico bill no matter what they're about. And I don't know, it could be about anything. And then it shows me here at the bottom that I've got 468 total bills that met those search criteria. All right, so now I've got these all in a grid, and I can do a bunch of different things with them. So the grid is really powerful. So I can look at all this different information, and the columns here I can completely configure. I can add my own columns to keep my own information in it. So if I've already added a position column so that I can add in my position, or I can add in a call to action, and that is going to be a link to someplace that I want somebody to do something. So there's a lot of, you can add as many columns as you need, and you can change the order and the width and all of that of the columns to make it like you want it. It's a lot like Excel. All right, so there's that. I can click on any column to sort. So I could say I would like to know everything that happened most recently. So I'm going to click, and it'll show me the most recent actions. I can sort by 2 things. So I can sort by that and then how many sponsors they have. And it'll have the little arrows to remind me that I sorted. I can filter. So I can say, actually, for right now, I'm only interested in things that had an action since August 1st, right? And now it narrows down and it says, okay, out of those 468 bills from 2017 or from 2017 to now, 11 of them have had an action in the last month. All right, and so there they are. So it made itself bold to remind me that I had set up a filter. All right, so that was from hovering over the title. It gives me these little lines, and that's how I access the filter. All right, so I'm going to reset that and give myself all my bills back. I can also do some other fun stuff. I can group. I can group on maybe state. So I'm going to grab that and drag this into this little group area. And now it shows me how many I've got in each state. So that could be fun. And if I want to see, well, what are these Arizona bills? I open it up. There they are. All right, so now I can X that out, and I'm back to where I started. So that is, you can play with this and figure out, get your arms around these bills. You've got tons of filtering capability. Once you have it sorted and filtered like you want, you can actually export this straight out to Excel or out to PDF, and it'll send just the filtered bills out. All right. You can send yourself alerts, of course. BillTrack50, this is the track part. That was the bill part. So you can say, let me know when there's a new bill, and whenever anything comes up that matches your query, we will let you know. Now, we just add the bills overnight, so you're just going to get one alert in the morning, letting you know anything that happened yesterday so that you've got your finger on the pulse of what's going on. Same thing for votes. You can say, let me know whenever a vote happens. And whenever a vote happens on any of those bills, we'll add it to your email. So this is just deciding what's going to go in your email. And then we'll email you that grid with check marks that I showed you earlier. So as many topics as you want to follow, you just turn on your alerts, and then they'll all get put into one email with a title. So it'll say natural gas pipeline and the bills, and then minimum wage or whatever, and then the bills. So you can set up as many topics as you want. You're still just going to get one email from us summarizing everything that happened, just so you can keep track of what's up. All right. The alerts go to you and only you. If you add additional people to your account, which you can, every subscription comes with unlimited users, so you can add new people. They will get alerts to their account, and everybody can choose what they want. So the alerts are specific to you, which is why we let you have unlimited accounts, because it doesn't help for somebody else's alerts to go to you. They need their own email address in the system so that we can send them what they want. All right, so the way you add new users is up here. You say manage users, and then that will have the add user button, and you can put in as many people as you want. And you can do that during your free trial so other people can check it out as well. All right, and then there is the widgets. So I can also make a little widget to put on my website. So besides sharing with as many people as I want to, by inviting them into the account, I can also share with the general public. So I'm gonna say, make me a bill widget, and it'll make this little list of bills that I can now put on my website, and then anybody will be able to click and see what's going on. And we keep this status updated, so we'll update that every day so that it's always up to date as well, and then that just keeps itself updated on your website. You can narrow it down, so if you just want the bills in Colorado, or maybe Colorado and New Mexico, then I can say generate script, and it'll give me just the ones in Colorado and New Mexico. I'm gonna test that. So now I can drop just these bills onto my website. So if you've got a couple different places where you're sharing bills for different regions, then you can do that all from the same bill sheet and just make the different widgets. You can change the colors and the size and all of that to make the widget match what you want. You can even add a column that says position, which we looked at a minute ago, and then color code this by position. And it'll put a little green bar or a little red bar if you support or oppose the bill. So if you want to highlight a couple as particularly good or particularly bad, you've got that option as well, right? So that's the widget, the little bill list widget. Those can be a really great way to just kind of inform people about what's going on. And it's nice, fresh content. It's deep content because anyone can click and go read the bill. And then there is the map widget. So you can also create a map of the bills that you want, that you're following. You can make them whatever color you think is appropriate for your topic. So I'm gonna go maybe like gray to kind of a darker gray, and it'll recolor it. And so you can make this look however you want. And then if somebody clicks on their state, it'll slide over and show them the bills from their state and what's going on, and they can click to read the bill. Now these columns are completely configurable again, so you can have as many columns as you want. So this is my analysis template, but I think I've got a map template. Oh, I've got a stakeholder page. Let's test that. So that's got like way less stuff, just the basics about a bill, and that's it. So you can decide exactly what you want to share. But again, these columns can be your own columns with your own comments in it. So you can put your own content up. It just depends on how much time you want to spend on the map. You can set it and forget it and let it just run, or you can put a lot of work into it and have it have calls to action and all kinds of stuff and try to motivate people to do stuff. All right. So that is the map. So you've got different ways you can share with the public. If all you want to do is share the grid, then that's where the stakeholder page comes in. So that's what that is for. The stakeholder page also includes a discussion forum so that you can have people talking about what's going on with the bill. And that can be like a little, basically a legislative Slack, so all the bills are there, they're updated all the time, everyone has access to that info. And then there's the discussion forum where people can put in whatever information they want. And that's private and it's password controlled. So it's only the people that you have added to your account and given permission to that forum. So that is a great way to have, if you have a legislative committee, they can all have access to the stuff. or if you have, if you're working across a couple groups and you want everybody to be able to weigh in, then, you know, then that's a good way to gather intelligence and have everyone have the same information and have it all, they have access to it whenever they want it. All right, so that's the stakeholder page. Regulations, same thing, put in a search, get the results, set up alerts, all of that. And then scorecards. Scorecards are super fun. So you can take a list of bills, either a bill sheet that you've created or several bill sheets that you've created, add them into a scorecard, or you can just start a scorecard from scratch and add in specific bills. Oh, that was a bad example. So let's try that again. So you can also, you know, add bills by bill number if that's what you want. All right, so I've got some random bills I picked from Georgia that were about dementia, and I said whether I thought they were good bills or bad bills. So you can just put in whether you support or oppose the bills. And then we will add together how everybody voted so that you can see who was voting the right way in your opinion and the wrong way in your opinion. So again, you've got to say whether the bills are good or bad, and then we'll add this all together. And you can keep this private so that it's just your own piece of information. And then when you click on a person, you'll see how they voted on the specific bills you cared about. So that can be your own source of information, or you can publish this to a website and then share with the public how people voted. So then they'll be able to look at how the different parties did, like who was the best, and each one of these is a legislator. Let me make that just the Senate. All right, so there's just our senators. And I kind of scored these bills randomly, so I don't know. And then you can say, you know, show me a map. And this will be how they voted. And the greener it is, the more they were voting your way. And then some of the senators. All right, so yeah, all you have to do is add the list of bills and then say if you support or oppose them, and boom, you get all of this. And obviously we keep it updated every day, add the new votes in, do the math, and this is up to date all the time. All right, so that is one of our more fun ways to share. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and do a quick tour of the actual data now that you've seen how the management works. So let's come in here and find, I'm going to filter on something that passed, great, and then I'm going to see what passed kind of most recently. This guy looks good. DC, nah, that's not so, all right, let's see. Alrighty, let's dive into this New Hampshire bill, shall we? All right, co-payments for insulin. All right, so if I click on the bill, it does just what you think. It takes you to the bill. We've got this status, and it fills up over the course of the session as these steps are passed. Little summary of the bill, the sponsors of the bill, the last action, and then we'll always have a link to the state website so that you can go look and see more information if you need to, but this is where we get the data, so we always make that available to you. And then the bill text. And then I can say, well, why did this bill come up for me? And I say highlight search terms, and it's like, well, here's where it mentioned biosimilar, and it just hops me right down into the bill to see where my words came up to help me more quickly evaluate whether I think this bill is relevant or not. Okay? And then we've got actions, just what you think, the kind of the journey of the bill as it went through the process, votes, and documents. All right, so these are links back to the state website, including the official PDF in case that's what you want to share with somebody. Or in this case, the official HTML, because that's what they've got. All right, so that is a bill. Let's go back and look at a legislator. So if I pick a person, then we similarly have a bunch of information laid out, a bunch of different links to how to reach out to them, links to their election returns, all kinds of contact info, bills they've sponsored, their votes, the committees they're on, a little bit of staff info so you have someone to reach out to, and a little bit of a bio, all right? So we've got all this information on all the state legislators and the federal legislators and all the state bills and the federal bills. If you want to access a bill directly, you can go here and search for it, or if you want to find a legislator directly, you can go here and search for them. So that is a great tool, like if you're on your phone and you're just trying to get some contact info, or you just want to double check like the status of the bill, then that can make that very, very easy. All right. So those are the basic things that you can try out with BillTrack50. If you would like to try this scorecards or the regulations, those are an additional charge, but I'm happy to add them to your free trial. So just let me know, reach out, and I'm happy to pop those in there so that you can give those a try. But you can add all the bill sheets you want right now, try as many searches as you want, and you can add as many users as you want. And then set up the alerts and see if you like them, try out some widgets, and so forth. So hopefully that was a bit of a whirlwind tour, I know, but gives you an idea of what you might look at when you're going through your free trial, and kind of gives you a couple clues about how to write a search. Now, if you need more information, we have tons of help available. Just go to our blog. So I'm scrolling to the bottom of the screen, and the blog is right there, BillTrack50.com/blog. And we've got a little thing running through the new features. So if you're used to the old BillTrack50, this will show you the differences. Or if you're brand new to BillTrack50, then we've got a bunch of instructional videos and blog posts and whatnot with screenshots. You might notice some of them are gray instead of blue. That's because we just launched a new BillTrack50. All the stuff is basically the same. It's just now there's that navigation bar on the side, so that should help actually make it even easier to get around. But all of the tips for query writing and stuff like that all still are exactly the same. All right. So if you would like some search tips or whatever, then we've got lots of advice here in this how-to blog. All right, so that's where you can get more information. Of course, you're welcome to reach out to me anytime. I'm always happy to help write queries, happy to show you around, whatever you need. I'm your girl. All right, so hopefully that was helpful, and I sure hope you find BillTrack50 to be useful. Thanks.